What's going on, guys? It is another gorgeous ass day. Uh, I'm coming to you guys today with just a little powwow on something that gets to be a bit of a touchy subject, and it's something that I have learned the most about the past year of my life that I have learned in my entire life. That is relationships and having your heart broken. So, I was in a relationship for 5.5 years since high school, and that relationship, went south. Well, I know we both grew apart. There was a lot of happenings towards the end. But then my most recent relationship taught me a lot of crap in terms of, the whole hindsight is 2020 thing. And people say watch out for red flags and all that. You should. When you're in the moment, you don't like to look at those red flags because you don't want to see them as red flags. You don't want to see them because if you see them, that means that this isn't as perfect as you thought it was. And there may be some repercussions if you notice those red flags, and sometimes you don't want to bring up the red flags because you don't want to upset her, or because your significant other, whatever, you don't want to upset them and start a fight, and you're afraid if you start a fight it's going to lead to something. And this is coming from a very open person. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I think that when you are in a relationship, communication is the number one thing you need. And it sounds cliche, but it's the fucking truth. If you don't have open communication with everybody, or with each other in the relationship, how are you expect to connect with anybody on a level of a relationship that it should be? If that made sense. So I learned a lot in the past relationship because I was dating this girl for about 9 months. And in the beginning, I thought she was way out of my league. One of those girls that you're like, yeah, she'd never go for me. No, and I'm not exactly a person that has high self-esteem. But I decided I'm also not a person that hides feelings. So I went for it. And to my surprise, she was interested. So we went for 9 months. Well, everything seemed to go great. The first couple months, the honeymoon phase, they call it, went spectacular. Better than I could have imagined. Had the best summer of my life. Went to the beach, did all these things, amusement parks, this and that. Had a great time. I thought our feelings were mutual. I told her how I felt, which was that she was a dream to me. Honest to God, she was a dream. And I went so far as to make this person a song. I had the lyrics made up from, basically just things we've done, how I felt. I tried to, and you send these to a person and they make the song for you, and it's a personalized song. A local musician. And he made the song up and he sent it to me, and it was perfect, These are things that I like to do. Like, people, I know maybe people are going to say you move way too fast, this and that. No, because I was dating somebody for 5.5 years. I didn't propose yet, you know what I mean? I don't romanticize on contact, but she was someone that I had my eye on for a long time. Well, I'll say a long time, but I had my eye on for a bit. And going into it, like I said, it was perfect. I thought we were on the same page. She told me that, her past relationship wasn't very great. There were some bad things involved, and but basically, I remember sitting in the back of, I drive a truck, and I was sitting in the back of the bed with her the one night after work. She's telling me about all these things, like, you're this fairy tale kind of guy, like, I didn't think guys cared this much like you, and there were guys out there like you, and it's so foreign to me, and this and that. And at the time, I was like, it's good to hear from the girl that you thought you had absolutely no chance with, because what could be better to hear, right? I mean, that you're perfect and you're this and that. And so at the time, it was a compliment, and I didn't think anything of it. But that's, in hindsight, that wasn't a good thing, because she was coming out of a bad relationship. She was going right into something that I am the person that doesn't get into a relationship unless I think it's going to go somewhere. I'm not a hit it and quit it person. After we broke up, I tried to be that person for a little bit. It's not for me. I need to form a connection with somebody. You know what I mean? Like, can't just get my rocks off and be done with it. So, her moving into that fast is a legitimate thing. Like, you can move into something too fast. And who knows, if we started somewhere else, if we waited longer and she had more time alone and whatever, who knows. But in 9 months, she broke up with me overnight. And I noticed some distance in the last few months, and I started talking to her about it. She's a very closed-off person overall. But I noticed some distance, and she broke up with me overnight. Like, we were planning our day, the one weekend, for the next day, and the next day came, and she broke up with me, and I was like, what happened? She told me she needed to be alone, figure herself out. She's going crazy, driving herself nuts, da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Well, I'll give her space. Which was hard to do because we went to the same college. But, basically, come to find out that she just, like I said, I won't talk any crap on her, but she just needed not to be alone. She just felt like she needed somebody different. Even though I was, according to her early on, perfect this and that. So, while I never let that get to my head, because I said I don't have self-esteem really, it put me in a zone that you need to work at relationships. So when somebody says that you're perfect, you got to let them know that you're not. They'll know you're not, but at the moment it's going to seem like you are. And the girl that I was with, you don't start seeing all the negatives and all the reasons that you shouldn't have worked until after you break up. And that's the truth. Like, there are a lot of reasons that I'm looking at now to where I'm like, man, we shouldn't have worked anyway. It took me, not gonna lie to you, about half a year to figure that out. It took me a few months just to get used to the idea of not seeing her anymore. Like, I'm shitting you. I mean, like, I see her still, like, in my other life, but, like, my daily life on and off. But I'm seeing her as my girlfriend. It's weird not to see her still. Or it was for a couple months. Now, you think about things more rationally after you break up, because you're not worried about jeopardizing the relationship and doing any of that because you're broken up. So you actually look at things more clearly outside of a relationship. And push comes to shove, she's with somebody else now. She's happy. So I am focusing on myself. Quite honestly, I'm more focused on me than I've ever been in my life. And I'm on a better path than I've been on my life in terms of other successes and stuff. So this is for all the guys out there who are, kind of down on themselves, or don't think they'll find somebody else, or girls, they'll find another guy. This goes both ways. This isn't just, guy giving guy advice. This is relationship in general, from what I've personally dealt with. If you think you had the perfect girl or guy, and they break up with you, and you're like, oh man, she was the one, or he was the one, just trust me, now that you're outside of that relationship, look upon that from the outside in. Now that you're not in it, you'll start noticing things, and like the red flags that went up and you were just like, like there's a reason for those red flags. There always is. Whether or not it's blatantly on the surface or it's underneath. And it takes you a minute to realize there's always reasons for those red flags. So I just wanted to give a little powwow to you guys. The almighty McCabe and I will be giving you another podcast probably within the week. And we got a whole other shitstorm of stuff to talk about. So stick around for that one. So the 6th edition of All My Friends Were Grown-Ups will be coming out very shortly. Keep an eye out for that. Hit the notification bell to get notified whenever we upload anything, whether it's me, Jeff, or the both of us, or we get some other random shit we're going to upload. Please leave a like, comment, and share. But yeah, guys, just know every little thing is going to be alright. It will. Might not seem like it, but it will. So that's my daily, hey, I'm a dumbass advice for you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one, guys.